Welcome into 5 Wide Fantasy. Today's video, very, very excited. We're looking at some must-start players for the Thanksgiving slate this week. We've got 3 games, so what we're going to do today is a little bit different from the typical video on OwnersBox. We're going to go through each game. We actually just launched our single game slates, so our primetime flex format for single game slates. We're going to go through each of the 3 games, and I'm going to show you how you can play lightning lineups on Thanksgiving Sunday or Thanksgiving Thursday. It looks awesome. If you guys are new to the channel, if you guys support the show, if you've been watching for forever, the best way you can support us is by signing up at OwnersBox. The link is down below to download the app, get started, to get playing. But let's look at some of these must-start players. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed. Let's get to it, starting with the Lightning Lineups game in the lobby here. All right, so if you guys don't know about Lightning Lineups, very, very simple. You have 3 lineups presented to you. You pick the one you think is going to score the most fantasy points in that given day. Now, you can also add more lineups. So if you click add lineups, it's going to increase your payout as well. So we'll get started with just 3. I usually just look at 3. There's also good value in going at 4, but on the 3 lineups, it pays 2.25 times your money. So let's get started with this spot here. There's a few things that I'm looking for. There are a few players that I really like. Now, the timer does tick down on me, so I could lose out on some of these lineups. You have about a minute to make a decision. But there are a few players that I really like this week. I talked about it. I wrote a game preview for Patriots-Vikings. I really think the Pats will need to lean on the pass game in this one. I like Mac Jones, and I like the guys over the middle. So the Vikings defense plays the most zone and the most too high coverage in the NFL. So I think that's going to leave Hunter Henry and Jacoby Myers over the middle of the field and in those shorter areas of the field available and with plenty of opportunity. So guys, I'm looking at this lineup right here, and I love the one on the right here with Justin Jefferson, Hunter Henry, and Mac Jones. I'll roll through a few here just because I actually really like this one going up against these different lineups. Now, there are some good players here, but also having Alexander Mattison in lineup 2 is going to keep basically having them be almost a two-team lineup or a 2-player lineup. So that's advantageous as well. That's one I like here, but we'll keep going here because obviously my time's running out to select them. But again, you just click the button and you can scroll through all the different lineups and all the different matchups that they put together for us. This one doesn't stick out as much. I do think the Giants will struggle to move the ball through the air. I bet we're going to see Saquon Barkley have 25 plus carries in this game, just with how good the Cowboys defense has been and how much pressure they'll probably drum up for Daniel Jones. Kirk Cousins last week pressured on 60% of dropbacks. This offensive line for the Giants is probably a bit worse than the Vikings, so I expect them to run the ball plenty. So I'm definitely avoiding Daniel Jones. I think that's a good player to go up against. If I had to pick a lineup here, I'd probably go with lineup 2. We got quarterbacks here. It's always good if you can get a stack in these smaller slates. You can with just 3 games. You can have a better chance of getting some sort of stack, but it can be hard to find. And Goff Swift isn't as much of a stack as it could be if I had a guy like Amon-Ra or Khalif Raymond or someone like that. Let's keep spinning here. Another one that I do like is James Cook this week. Just with the chance of the Bills being 10-point favorites that this game again gets out of hand. Cook had a great week last week. He's a player that could definitely be involved. If I had to pick a lineup here, I do like the one on the right with Diggs and Jacoby Myers. I know Noah Brown's opportunities are definitely dwindling lately, being more of like the 4th option in Dallas, but I love Myers. I'm playing his over receiving yards at over 50.5 at Betfred as well. So he's a player that I really like this week. Let's see if we can find one that I like, and then we can move along to the rest of the slate here. Not as much here. Again, what I do is I target a few players that I like. I search for that. Okay, here, this is one I think is a must play, is going to Mac Jones, Jared Goff, having 2 quarterbacks in your lineup. I think that's very good, and these are two quarterbacks that are probably going to have to throw the ball a lot, with the Lions being big-time underdogs, and the Patriots are underdogs as well, but I really think their game is going to be built through the pass. Getting 2 quarterbacks can be a massive advantage here, and honestly, I'm going up against Daniel Jones, who I don't think is going to have a big opportunity this week. Of course, going against Hunter Henry isn't great. On the other side, though, we've got Hawkinson going up against a really good Patriots pass defense, and then Knox being a very inconsistent player. I know Amon-Ra gives us a floor, but I would definitely go here. So if you guys are playing, if you guys want to get in on some of these lineups, spin the wheel. Obviously, all you can do, place an entry for $10, and it's going to pay you 2.25x your money. You can also add a lineup. I think on this slate, you can add up to 6, 7. Wow, I can add up to 8, 9. Okay, I can add 10 opponent lineups. So if you add 10 opponent lineups, you're going to earn 6 times your money. So if you guys are new to Lightning lineups, you can sign up, and your first entry, promo code Lightning10, is going to be free. So that's going to be covered. So get in here. This is definitely one of my favorite lineups this week. Jared Goff and Mac Jones with Noah Brown is a great way to go with the quarterbacks. All right, let's move along. Okay, starting with Detroit and Buffalo, 12:30. Again, getting into our primetime flex format. This is brand new to the platform, so there'll be plenty of people playing this week. Get in on all of these contests. Again, in this format, we've got 4 flex and 1 super flex spot. So super flex, I'm definitely looking at the quarterback position. In this matchup, like I talked about, I do think the Lions are going to be in a position where they're going to need to throw the ball plenty, but this is Josh Allen. This is the Bills offense. They're going to need to build that lead. So I'm going to start with a stack of Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, spending up on the two of the 3 highest priced players this week for this matchup. And now going through the rest of the available options, I do want to look at James Cook. Like I mentioned, in the potential of a blowout, this could be some more opportunity for him. Even so, like his work lately has been really good and could earn some more opportunity. So he's definitely an underpriced option to go to as well. That leaves me with 2 other spots here. Amon-Ra St. Brown, I think obviously I see him as the benefit of a trailing game script here. His volume has been just so good that it's tough to leave him out. And in this format, I think I'm still going to have, I'll have 5K left. So still an opportunity for me to be able to do that. Obviously with Allen and Diggs, it's probably likely you're going to see some other people grabbing those 2 guys. So where you can separate yourself is on like the James Cook, is on potentially here, I think a Khalif Raymond as well. You can look at some options like if you wanted to go really cheap and get, Devin Singletary as well. I believe DJ Chark's snaps were really low last week. He only played like 6 snaps. So that's up in the air as opposed in terms of where his role is going to be this week. I can't imagine he's going to be held out that much if he is healthy. Josh Reynolds been limited in practice. If he's available, he would surpass Raymond in my mind as the number 2 option for this passing game. Other ones you can look to in terms of cheap options would be, I think it's, I was looking at snaps for the tight ends here for the Lions. It would be Brock Wright, who's been the leader there for the Lions. But I'm definitely going to go Khalif Raymond and just get a piece of this Lions passing game. So this is definitely the lineup I like the best when it comes to the single game slate here for the Lions and Bills. Let's move on to the next one. All right, Giants, Cowboys. This one at about 4 o'clock, I believe. This is where I struggled to kind of build a lineup I really, really liked. I mentioned how I feel about this the Giants attack and how they're going to be successful. I think it's all going to be built through Saquon Barkley. I think he's an obvious play to me. He's going to see probably 25 plus touches in this game, just with how good the Cowboys are defensively and how they can drum up pressure on Daniel Jones. So in that case, I'm going to go away from the passing game here. And honestly, I see this as a big blowout win for the Cowboys. So I do like Dak. I could honestly, I'll look at this now. If I went no quarterbacks and just built my lineup just through the very top available options, I would actually, I wouldn't be able to do it. So it would leave me with 4,600 if I went Lamb, Elliott, and Pollard. And then I could go Richie James. And James, I actually, so I was looking at him and he is banged up with like a knee issue, but he's been dealing with that all year. If he does play, this isn't a season-long play, but definitely in DFS, James we saw in that slot role without Wan'Dale Robinson was actually pretty valuable. He ended up being like a guy to consider on the waiver wire. Now Slayton's role is definitely going to elevate as well, but James is that slot wide receiver. We saw him take over for Wan'Dale Robinson when he went down, and so James could be a pretty sneaky option, but again, this is a scenario where the Giants are very much going to struggle throwing the ball, but James will likely be near the line of scrimmage and could be a good check down type of option in those short yardage if Jones likely doesn't have a lot of time. So honestly, in my mind, this wouldn't be a bad play. I actually think I'm going to go with this because I see Lamb being a beneficiary, of course, if we get a game from Dak. Missing out on a quarterback can be a bit of a problem, but this is a two-headed monster for the Cowboys. We've seen, since Zeke has been back, that they're splitting these opportunities and these carries. Pollard's been better, but again, Zeke isn't going to get away from some of these goal line opportunities. They still see him as their number one back, and probably the guy they go to in these important situations. So I think I think this is a good way to mix it up here and go with without a quarterback. If the Cowboys do lean on the ground game. And then as well, Lamb has just been the focal point of this offense. We haven't really seen Gallup or Schultz step up quite yet. Lamb has been that number one guy by pretty significant margin. So let's move on to the last game. All right, night slate. We've got Patriots, Vikings. This is one of the games I think I have the best read on in terms of how this game flow will play out. I mentioned it earlier. I think the Patriots will need to lean on the pass game in this matchup. The Vikings have been very, very good against the run, and having being indoors as well will certainly benefit the passing game and have them be a little bit more dynamic there. Mac Jones hasn't been a player that's looking to make or has been able to make big plays down the field. He's definitely more looking near the line of scrimmage and 10 yards and in. So I think Jacoby Myers and Hunter Henry are good players to benefit off that. But I actually see Mac Jones probably attempting 35 plus passes in this game. So if you do see any of his props available on Betfred, I would definitely look to be taking the over on his pass attempts, potentially his passing yards. But the two guys I like the most, Jacoby Myers and as well with Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry, I believe, is at a pretty good price too. Yeah, $3,800. Definitely want him in my lineup as well. These are the two guys with the Vikings style of defense where they'll be allowing plenty of volume for these two. So I would definitely go with them. Obviously, Myers struggles to find the end zone, but we have Henry to be that potential red zone option as well. I'm going to go Dalvin Cook for the Viking side of things. I do see this as a spot here for the Vikings where they might lean a little bit more on the ground game. The Patriots have just been so good against the pass this year. I think they're number one in passing DVOA. But even with that, I'm going to go Justin Jefferson and I think the Vikings will be very much focused on these top options because of how good this Patriots defense has been. This is definitely one of my favorite lineups for the Thanksgiving slate. If you're going to lock one in, because you do get a free entry, you use promo code DFS10. If you're going to use one of these entries, I would definitely go with this one for the night slate. This is the one I feel most comfortable with and see playing out exactly how I've drawn it up here. I've really dove deep into this game in our game preview. So again, if you guys are brand new to the channel or you're brand new to OwnersBox, promo code DFS10 and promo code Lightning10. Use those when you sign up. Those are free entries. And then as well, your first deposit is going to be matched 100% up to $500. Again, if you guys support the channel, you support us. If you support OwnersBox, sign up at the link below. We'd really appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.